Joe, why didn't Rose make room for Jack on the door? There was plenty of room for both of them.
Cisco, when does this gift of yours stop giving?
Man, I don't know. I thought we'd be watching home movies right now.
Hello, and welcome to Better Late Than Never Reviews, a show where we take a look at TV shows that are already finished or are pretty far into their run already, and we discuss whether or not it's worth it to get into them late. Last week I talked about the CW show Arrow, which served as the launching point for the Arrowverse that consists of 6 different live-action superhero shows. Today we'll be talking about my favorite of the CW superhero shows, The Flash. As always, I want to hit everyone with a spoiler warning because while most of the conversation will be regarding the first season of The Flash, there will be discussion about the following seasons as well as my thoughts on them. So with that out of the way, let's get into it.
My name is Barry Allen, and I am the fastest man alive. When I was a child, I saw my mother killed by something impossible. My father went to prison for her murder. Then an accident made me the impossible. To the outside world, I'm an ordinary forensic scientist, but secretly, I use my speed to fight crime and find others like me. And one day, I'll find who killed my mother and get justice for my father. I am The Flash.
The Flash is a currently running superhero show on the CW starring Grant Gustin as the titular character The Flash, aka Barry Allen, and features an ensemble cast that evolves over the course of the show, but is primarily made up of Caitlin Frost, Cisco Ramon, Harrison Wells, Joe West, and Iris West. Other people pop in and out to play various roles throughout the seasons, but if you were to throw on a random episode of any season, there's a much higher chance to see one of those characters. The Flash started airing in 2014, has been currently running for 6 seasons, with its 7th supposed to start airing in January 2021. The production crew for The Flash has had some major changes in leadership over the course of its history, with the first showrunner Andrew Kreisberg being fired in 2017 to be replaced by Todd Helbing for 2 seasons, who was then replaced by Eric Wallace, who acted as a co-executive producer for seasons 4 and 5. Wallace would act as a showrunner for season 6 and is the current showrunner. From a technical standpoint, The Flash is a CW network show, so it's not a marvel to look at, but for what they attempt, it's all pretty solid. The CGI isn't painful to look at, the Flash's powers are portrayed pretty well, and a lot of the work done on the show is incredibly solid. Where the show really shines is with its story and characters. The first season is a masterpiece of superhero storytelling, and in my opinion, is the best season of superhero TV that exists currently. The characters all have depth to them and see proper development throughout the events of the show. The villains that made up the small arcs within the major plot are well executed and have good motivations. Pied Piper, Blackout, and Captain Cold are excellent additions to the roster of villains Barry has to defeat, his rogues gallery. And the major villain of the season? Fan-freaking-tastic. The Reverse Flash is so well done and has some of the best overall scenes in the season, specifically in episodes 9 and 15 where the character takes center stage.
Not fast enough, Flash. But you do, Barry. We've been at this a long time, you and I. But I'm always one step ahead. It is your destiny to lose to me, Flash. Just as it was your mother's destiny to die that night.
Outside of the first season, the quality tends to fluctuate, which is upsetting. Just like with Arrow, season 2 of the show is a really strong follow-up to the first. The villain is terrifying, well executed, and the characters stay the same lovable characters from the first season with a few minor tweaks along the way. Where the quality starts to fall off is with seasons 3 and 4 specifically. Both seasons showed promise during the early episodes, but fell off in quality drastically around halfway through. The villains aren't compelling enough to keep you going, and there are some character choices that are made that seem bold but end up being very lackluster. I think the most heartbreaking thing is when the quality is high for those seasons, specifically season 3, because that season houses some of the best episodes within the entire series. However, the story around the season is ineffective and disappointing. Seriously, Infantino Street is potentially one of the top 5 episodes in the entire series. It's just so damn good. The 5th season of the show was one that left a lot to be desired because while the subplot featuring Nora Allen and the Reverse Flash was crazy interesting, the main plot with Cicada was head-numbingly painful. The amount of times Team Flash practically let Cicada escape when they could have captured them is just so upsetting. It eventually gets to a point where you just watch the episode for the last 10 minutes in order to find out a little bit more regarding the subplot. Season 6, however, was a return to form for the series and shows a lot of promise for the future. Sadly, the season was cut short by 3 episodes due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, so there isn't a complete ending to the story of the season, but with the promising elements shown in the 19 episodes of the season, I'm certainly hopeful for the following seasons with Eric Wallace at the helm. So let's answer the question of the show. Should you watch The Flash? Is it worth it to get into the show even though you're 6 seasons behind? Are the high moments of the show worth the low moments of it? The answer I'm going to go for is yes. In my opinion, The Flash is the best of the CW superhero shows and is worth the investment any day of the week. The first season of the show is nearly perfect and is something I regularly go back to watch. Season 2 is strong. The third one has a lot of really good episodes, but a disappointing overall plot. Season 4... Alright, so Season 4 sucks. I can't really gloss over that one much. It's just bad. 5 is decent, and 6 is interesting and shows a lot of promise. Have you seen CW's The Flash? What do you think of the show? Do you like Season 2 more than Season 1? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you haven't seen the show and would like to, you can watch all 6 seasons currently on Netflix. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and a comment about what show you'd like to see reviewed next. Other than that, have a great rest of your day.